The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
When life shapes us, when love anchors us, when loss changes us, we are not left behind. We are carried forward, held by faith, rooted in purpose, finding our way. This is Carried Forward, a space for stories of resilience, purpose, and forward resolve. Hi, welcome to Carried Forward. I'm Shauna Nissen, your host, and I'm here with Jason. And this is actually Ange's husband, who was on episode last time. He's also from Australia. And today we're going to be talking about grief that you don't hear about enough. When you've met someone that you fall in love with and they have experienced deep loss of a spouse, and you decide to step into that story that didn't start with you, but you choose to do it fully anyway and to love them just how they are and all that comes with them and part of their story. So today's conversation is about love after loss and what it means to make space for both your new love and the life that they had before you and your life. And accepting all that together. So Jason, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to move this back a little bit. He's going to share with us a little bit about his relationship with Ange. And I met Jason because like last episode, Ange and I met in Bali. And then I went to visit Ange and Jace in Australia, and he was just such a great host. He even accepted me and came in and was such a good friend to me. And they were both such great hosts, and I've become Jason's friend too. And he's been so gracious to come today and talk to us about him and then his love with Ange. So what stood out most when you met Ange? They met in a coffee shop, right?
Yeah. We just started talking, and then just the personality, the warmth, and you could just sense she was a good person.
Yeah, I agree. Just getting to know her in Bali, and then I can imagine just connecting with her. Tell us a little bit about how you guys met in the coffee shop, because that was an interesting story, I thought.
Just guess it was kind of fate. We were both there at the same time, waiting for coffee, and then just started chatting and just went from there.
Yeah, and we sat down. There was something funny though. Like, did you was there a mix-up on coffee? Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but you just.
I honestly couldn't.
Okay. I was like, I remember that you there was something funny that happened in line or something like. Yeah. So you just connected, yeah. So you just happened to both be getting coffee at the same place and just started talking. Was she like sitting by herself and you approached her?
Just in the line.
In the line.
Chatting.
Oh, okay. So that's cool. So after that, did you ask her out on a date when you were at the coffee shop, or?
Yeah, we actually went out that night.
Okay.
We decided to have dinner that night and just slowly built from there.
Yeah. Okay. And when did Ange initially tell you that she was a widow and lost her husband, or was that a little while after?
It was. I don't think it was that first night, but it was fairly soon.
Yeah. Just let you know that.
Just letting me know that this is what it is. It's
Mhm. So so that was pretty early in your relationship. Did that make you nervous, or how did that make you feel when you?
uh, I wasn't too, but I wasn't worried about her being a widow.
Yeah.
The only thing that sort of played on my mind was, would she think that I was after like her inheritance or money from her? There's a misconception that widows of money
Mm,
come into an inheritance,
yeah, good word, misconception. Yeah. Yeah. That,
and that's not what I was after. But that was the only concern I had was,
oh,
would she think that that was what I was after?
that your objective was to get, yeah, that you thought she might have money on, but so that's good. So she didn't, even though she let you know, hey, I I've lost my husband. And you guys met how long after she had lost Phil?
It was about 6 months,
Okay. A little 6 months and
maybe a little bit
a
longer,
little bit.
around the 6 month.
Okay. And then so she just let you know that, and you were not, that's good that you weren't scared off. You were just worried about what she might think you were up to, huh? And then
Yes.
knowing you probably eased her mind with that, right? Just, yeah.
Yeah, it never really came up in conversation. It was just, I thought, no, I'll just be me, and what happens, happens.
Happens. Yeah, because you guys were just dating and getting to know each other. It wasn't like you were thinking, oh, we're gonna necessarily have this long relationship that you now have been married. Uh, so you were just aware of her situation, aware of kind of stigmatisms that people have, and just moving forward in your true, honest, authentic self. Just like, hey, let's see where this goes. So,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, that's all you can do, huh?
true.
Yeah. I mean, oftentimes you don't find because I know Ange and you, and you're both really good people, you don't always find that. And you sometimes do have to worry about both sides of that story. So it's very fortunate that you did find each other.
Yeah, well, we were both, well, sure, we're both happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I am, so.
Had you had any major loss in your life that you could
Um,
maybe empathize with her a little bit?
I've lost a few friends to suicide, um, and just older relatives, but
Yeah.
not a spouse, not a partner.
Right. But you had faced some loss in your life. Yeah, and you could empathize with her, even if it wasn't in the same like spouse. Yeah. That's important though, I think. Yeah. Because
That's,
if you've never dealt with any kind of loss, because some people haven't, like maybe a grandparent or something like that. But it sounds like you had some friends that you lost that were important in your life, and then other family members. And so that, I think that plays into being able to connect with somebody and hold space for her, you know?
yeah,
That's,
yeah, true.
yeah. Because it might be why you weren't scared off.
It could be.
So, what has it been like to, because Ange, not only had she lost her husband Phil, but she had three daughters. So, how has that? So, after a little while, you got to meet her daughter. She has three. And how soon after y'all dating, and how did that go? Is that?
Yeah, that was pretty soon after that first one. And, no, they seemed to accept straight away. But I'm sure they were wary, and
Yeah, but they were
yeah,
happy for their mom.
yeah, they just wanted their mum happy.
Yeah. Did they, were they standoffish, or they wanted to get to know you more? Like, who are you
Yeah, they
trying
were
to
pretty
take you out?
quiet at first.
Okay, okay. Because they were, how old were they? Their ages, do you remember?
Uh, the youngest was 15,
Yeah,
and I think the next one was about 20 and 21-ish.
Yeah, they were
So
older. I
yeah,
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, the two older ones are a little bit older than the youngest.
Yeah. So, and now just because I know y'all's dynamic, um, the youngest daughter, you've been able to kind of get to know her better because she was in the house, and you've had some good experience.
Definitely.
Yeah. Um,
So because she was the youngest,
yeah.
we did a lot more together. The others were in and out a bit
Yeah.
more, had their own lives a bit, going out more.
Yeah. And so has that been unique? And tell us a little bit about that, like, because you were able to teach her how to drive, and learning to drive in Australia is a little bit more difficult than learning to drive in the States. So talk to us about that and kind of how special that was. Or
Yeah, it was a special moment. It's something that I could actually do for her and start
yeah.
and give her a skill for life.
Yeah.
So just once she got a learner's permit, she, just gave the keys, said, "Let's go, come on." Made sure she had a couple of professional lessons first, and then whenever she was available, we'll go out for an hour.
No.
And no, it was good.
That's and she's a really good driver. I've ridden with her.
Probably better than me.
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's something, probably how long after, uh, getting to know her were you able to do that, I guess?
That was a couple of years.
A couple of years, yeah.
So we spent a bit of time together, and I actually moved in with them by that time.
So it was you had been in her life for a while, and
yeah. So we able to get to know each other better, and whenever we bought anything that needed to be put together, we both worked on it together.
Well, that's special. So like you probably, just because knowing you, you probably weren't thinking like, oh, I need to do things with her, but you just wanted to get to know her. Tell me, is that, talk about that a little bit.
So I didn't want to push too hard. So at the start, it was just gradual. Let them get to know me. Then I just do little things here and there. I remember fairly early on, it's not long after we moved into the same house,
Mm-hmm.
I was ironing my uniform for work, and there was a couple of her school blouses in the basket.
Yeah.
So I just ironed those. And I remember seeing her sort of out the corner of me, I'd tap her hand and sort of point as if so, but she'd never seen
Had that.
Never seen like me iron for her or anything.
So that was special.
So it was just a way of doing little things to sort of like say, I'm here. I will do things for you.
But not being overbearing.
Not being pushy or oh, let's go and do this, go and do that. It's just a couple of little things. I was polishing my boots for work another day. The school shoes were a bit scuffed. So I polished them as well. Just put them down back.
Yeah.
It's just sort of a way of saying, I'm here to do things for you if you need me to do them.
You're here to help. No, that probably made her, probably ease any kind of maybe walls that she was having up towards you, because you were like there to help, and you weren't like, I'm here and you need to accept me, which isn't you, I know.
No, I wasn't there to replace anything. I wasn't there to suddenly be in charge of everything. I'm just there.
Yeah, just there to help when she needed it. And so I think that's, very, I think, respectful of you, and I think probably, something other people could learn from. Like, just you ease in and let her know, that you're not there to take over. Like you said, I'm not here to be in charge and be over you, but I'm here to help when you need me. And I think that's huge.
Yeah, just start off slow and just let it happen.
Is there a time that you were ever unsure of your role? Because it sounds like that you kind of you're well at gauging things. I can tell that from you, just knowing you can assess the situation pretty well and know how best am I supposed to come into this. But was there a time that you came in and you were like, I love Ange, and I love her girls because they're part of her, but I'm really unsure how I kind of fit in here? Did you feel any uneasiness?
Not at all.
No.
No, they've all been great.
Yeah, yeah. So, probably the one area I would see is like maybe the older girls that weren't around you as much. But that sounds like you eased into their lives too. You weren't.
So, I mean, if they had any reservations, they never let me know.
Yeah.
And I still don't know
Yeah.
about it. So
That's awesome. And it's probably how you approached the situation, Jace, is that you approached it by, I'm here, even with them. Did you do that too? Like, I'm here to help. Yeah.
for all of them.
Yeah. But I'm not here to like push my way in. I'm just here if you need my help, I'm here. And I'm not here. And Ange told this to me is she always felt like you weren't trying to like replace Phil by any means. So you're just there to be another person in their life that they can depend on.
I mean, you can never replace another person.
Right. No.
You're not them, you're you.
Right.
So it's trying to replace someone and live up to what they were is not going to work. You can't be someone else forever.
That is
you
true.
can pretend for a little while.
Yeah.
You'll fall eventually and it'll all fail.
Yeah. Such simple, I think, words, meaning like that's a simple concept, but I think not many people really truly get that when you said like you can only be yourself, you can't be someone else, right? And I think more people probably need to realize that when they step into a situation, you're not ever going to be that other person. You can't be someone else. You can only be yourself. So
yeah,
it's probably a simple thought in your mind, but I think sometimes people's actions don't speak that. They try to live up to something that they can't. So that's beautiful to hear that you like realize that. And then I've seen it through the girls and through Ange too, that you are who you are and you're not trying to be anyone else except Jason. And so to actually think those words and then live out those words, I think have been an honor to Ange and yourself and the family. So yeah, good job. So talking a little bit about Ange and loving her, and how do you navigate Phil's presence in y'all's relationship? Just talk to us a little bit about that. How do you honor? Because I say honor because I know that you do. Yeah.
Well, he's still part of Ange. He's still part of the girls. I mean, if he hadn't died, they'd still be together, and I wouldn't be in where I'm at. And so it's kind of a hard question to answer.
Yeah.
I don't see there's anything to navigate. It's just like part of a life, and
but yeah, I mean, I like what you said. There's not any really thing to navigate. That speaks true to what you're saying. But you hold space for Phil. Yeah. Yeah.
big part of Ange's. He was a big part of Ange's life, big part of the girls' life. But they have their memorial, and that's great that they do that. So I've known people where they've gone into a relationship after someone's lost their spouse. I know you can't have all that. Who are you to say that to anyone?
Right. Right.
It's-
Yeah, you shouldn't.
And it shows the love she's got for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, that her love is deep for him, and it doesn't take away from her love for you.
No,
Right. And I think that that is right there is what speaks about you is that um, you realize that just because she holds love for Phil still, that doesn't take anything away from her love for you.
Right.
Yeah.
you can love hundreds of people if you want to love that.
Right.
There's different types.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. We have a great capacity for love. Yeah.
I don't have any issues there at all.
Right. So, in regards to that though, do you go on their memorial trip with them, or do you just let them have that?
I let them have. For me, I think that's something between Ange and the girls to do.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
And
fun.
that's, that's just personally, I think that should be for them. That's their personal time, their personal thing to do.
For Phil and them, their
Yeah.
connection. Yeah, that makes sense. And you honor that relationship they had with him by kind of just letting them do that on their own, and you don't have to be involved. So I can see that. Yeah. And we already talked about it, and my question was, did you ever struggle with comparison? But you haven't. Your words spoke about that. Like he was her love before, and now he's passed, and now you're her love now, and there's really no comparison. Like I heard it in your words before, but I mean, you can say it in your own words if you want. There's like
It's on me. I can't be anyone else.
right. So, and I mean, I ask these questions I know with you, Jason, that it's not a big deal, and you're clear in the lines. But there's a lot of people out there that have problems with comparison, and they're like, "Oh, well, I'm never going to live up to the that person's memory or what they had." So, what would you say to them if because you have a good handle on it. So what would be your words of advice, I guess, in that situation? If they were like feeling compared.
Yes, I just tell them to stop comparing to someone else. You're the best you can be, as long as you don't. It's like if you're a good person, don't go out and hurt anyone.
Mhm.
You're the best you'll be.
I like that.
So
Yeah.
why would you want to be anyone else?
Yeah. But a lot of people need to hear that though. It seems pretty simple, but yeah, you're the best you that you can be. And not trying to be someone you're not, especially not a memory, right? Because a lot of times I've been in situations where people are comparing themselves to a memory, and that's really hard because even though, like I'll speak about my own life, um, a memory is something we hold on to and like can be even more than what it really was. So your words are very important to hear is like just be your true self and don't try to compare to anyone else. And definitely not a memory of anyone else. Yeah.
No, that's disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to be someone else and
Yeah. Compete with who they were. Yeah. Yeah.
how can you compete with someone that's not here anymore?
Right. Right. I mean, and hearing it from you, it seems, like I said, so simple and direct and like, well, that's just laughable. But so many people do. So I think it's good for you to say those words and be heard.
Well, if you try and be someone else, you're being fake.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You're not being authentic. And you're always, like you mentioned, like you're going to fail because it's not sustainable. Right.
You can only hold that charade up for something.
So long. Yeah. What does we've heard a little bit of how you support her, but one, by being your authentic self, and not trying to be in charge and just easing your way into the girl's life. But what are some other ways that you support her on hard days? Like, because the last episode, Ange and I spoke about, even though we're better at holding our grief, the grief is still there, and we have hard days. So, are there how do you support her in those hard days?
Just let her know that I'm there. Sometimes you might need a little space. Sometimes you might need a hug.
Yeah,
You judge it by the moment.
yeah,
And at first couple of times I thought I'd done something wrong, and I thought, oh, but then come to learn that no, I haven't.
yeah,
Sometimes just needs a bit of space. So I'll just give her a hug from behind, or just put my hand on her shoulder, and just let her have a bit of space. Sometimes
yeah.
you judge each one by
The
the
moment.
moment.
Good. And then at those first days when you thought maybe you might have done something, were you able to ask her about that, and or did you just realize it after a while?
She told me no, it wasn't me. So she let me know
What was
what
going
was
on?
going on.
Yeah. So I guess that's what I would, reason I brought that point up, because it's important, like when you are going through grief, that you do let people know that it's not them. Um, and then it's also good for people that are loving on someone that's grieving hard to ask, like, are you okay? Did I, I'm just checking on you, and or did I do something wrong? But I think for us, as someone that's been grieving, to speak and let you guys know, or someone that's trying to be there for you, like, it's not, I'm not mad with you, that it's just my grief is showing up again. So that's good that you were also able to listen and be, and so it's just somewhat, you said that it's kind of just be there for her, and sometimes it's in different ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. We're going to talk a little bit about growth, ask you some few questions about that. Do you think being in a relationship with Ange and her loss, and then you've had losses of your own more recently too, like, has it showed you different, um, to see love differently, I guess is my question. Because Ange and I spoke about, she loves you with an awareness that she didn't have with Phil. Like, meaning, like, she realizes how much she loves you, and like how fragile life is. So has, like, being involved with her daughters and her and loving her, as well as you do, has it taught you something different about love?
I see it more valuable, that something that can be taken away so quickly. Just cherish each moment that you have.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
make the most of every day.
yeah. So true. And did you have a little bit of that depth of love already? Or has it been shown to you more after knowing her and loving her?
That's more.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and she's, I'm trying to think of the words, but it's been stronger. She's been more affectionate, more loving, more caring than I've had in the past. So it's been good. I've learned that and basically, like I was saying before, to cherish it, to hold
Yeah.
and nurture that with
With that in
yeah.
return. Yeah. That's, I can see that because I just know an Ange on a friendship level, she's caring and loving, and that radiates off of her. And then knowing her on a more personal level and being her husband, I can imagine like, and then realizing the depth of love. And if that's not something you experienced in the past as deep, I can see where it would really,
Especially with the charity thing she does,
yeah,
giving to people she doesn't even know.
right. Yeah, yeah. It's it's beautiful to see and feel that kind of depth of love. Yeah. So that's good. I'm glad that's come from I think that is like come from loss, right? Like her awareness of how much she loves you and how much it's important to share with others, that kind of love, I think has I don't know. To me, I like to think of that's how like it grows in a good way from loss. Yeah. Um, has the we talked a little bit about you've found more depth in love with Ange, and has it changed you in any other ways, like your relationship?
Yeah. It's opened me up to be a bit more compassionate person than I previously was.
Okay.
Um,
Mm,
a bit more patient.
okay.
Um, but like, I still find it hard to show emotion.
Yeah.
And but I think that, as you know, occupational.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
You are a man too. Well, a lot of men don't show a lot of emotion, and you're an Australian man, and I hear they don't show much of
not a lot.
not making a judgment, but yeah. So, but maybe you don't show it, but you feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still there. You just don't show it. You don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a sign of showing weakness. It's, I guess, a protective thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm hearing you say that um, your love with Ange, you not only maybe do you feel um, love for her and feel her love more deeply, but you've been able to add patience and understanding, and maybe do you think you have more emotions now? Maybe you don't show them, but you than you did before. You have more empathy.
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to
Okay.
say. Definitely more empathy, more aware that others are doing a lot worse than
Yeah.
uh, we are, and others are hurting more.
Mm. More compassion.
So compassion.
Well, I think that's pretty special because I think it's um, grown your capacity probably for,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, that's awesome. That's pretty special. Is there anything else you would like to share with us? I've gotten to know Jason really pretty well, and um, I think he's a wonderful person and a great husband to Ange, and he's a wonderful host in regards to come. Like I went to visit them, but so I just am happy to have you here and share this side because I don't think often, and having the courage to share your side of the story of falling in love with someone that has lost a spouse. So I'm honored that you'd be here and share a little bit about your perspective. But I did ask you, do you have anything else you want to share?
I've gained so much through Ange, like not only Ange but her daughters as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, they've become part of my family as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've gained way more than I've had to give.
Hmm. Well, that's special.
So if you don't take that chance, and you could be missing out on something.
Okay. That's an important note. If you don't take the chance, even if you're maybe a little scared, you weren't, but like someone out there that might be a little hesitant to dive in.
Like I say, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah. Okay. So take the risk. No risk, no reward, right?
If you don't take that chance, then you will miss something.
You miss
And
out.
it might not work the first time, may not work the second time.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Good words. And you get to meet Angie's new friends like me. We wouldn't have met. Yeah, that's a
There's
little.
another bonus.
Yeah, and get to come to America. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, thank you for being here today and talking with me. Yeah,
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
I think it's important for us to see Jason's perspective, and he had such good words of wisdom. Um, take the risk, love that person, even if you might be a little nervous, because love doesn't replace the loss, but it does grow, and both people, the new, as we see in Jason, the new love, and then also in Ange, as our last episode, she spoke about she's grown in awareness and love, and the relationship is just beautiful. So from loss can come something really beautiful. It honors it and it builds something new alongside it. Um, and I think that kind of love, like Jason had mentioned, we can have different types of love and more than just one love in our life. That it can keep us steady. It can just cause us to grow intentionally. And I think love is deeply human. So without love, we'd be sad. Um, so thank you for joining me and Jason today and Carried Forward. I hope that you have got something out of this message, and if nothing else, to take the chance to put the love out there and see where it goes. Thank you for joining us for Carried Forward. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks for watching and listening to Military Broadcast Radio on Roku TV. If you missed today's episode, the podcast will be available on
and all major platforms shortly after we go off the air. We're here for you, not for us, giving veterans a voice. This is Military Broadcast Radio.